We are here at the Programmatic Best Practice Breakfast at the East Hotel in Hamburg. Next to me is Jarvis Mak. He is Senior Vice President, Customer Success at Rocket Fuel. So Jarvis, could you give our viewers a little introduction what this event is about and what you talked about on stage?
Sure. So no problem. We are excited to have some clients here today with us. We had a little event where we had some breakfast, some marketers, and programmatic advertising is something that Rocket Fuel has always been associated with, but it's new in certain markets. So here at Rocket Fuel, we not only like to evangelize programmatic advertising, specifically get into how those campaigns are executed and some of the best practices on how to do that. So we've released 2 white papers for that purpose in multiple markets. We released a white paper last year that was around questions and ideas that people should have around programmatic advertising. And today's white paper that we talked about was about actually executing campaigns and the way that a company like Rocket Fuel, which is much into machine learning and algorithms, how we do best practices and the best practices we would recommend for marketers that work with us.
So could you name some benefits? What are the main benefits from programmatic buying in comparison to traditional display advertising?
So the big event specifically for programmatic advertising, one of the main benefits is the amount of scale that we end up getting. And so the amount of scale that we get in terms of the inventory that's available through media, the amount of data that's available, and then the ability to apply the many decisions that we would use enabled by big data. So because there are so many impressions out there, there's so much data out there, that if you really apply things at scale, you can come up with many, many decisions. Now, previously, before programmatic advertising, what you would do is that a person would manually make decisions. A person might make a decision to shift budget from partner A to partner B, or make specific decisions about how they would optimize a campaign. It'd be limited. It'd be based on how many analysts that you have, how many things that you can move at a certain point in time. So maybe you're optimizing a campaign once a week, maybe once a day if you're lucky. But really, to get the best results out of advertising, really you want to do it in real time as much as possible. So how much data can you really crunch? And with programmatic advertising, the modeling techniques that we're using are not new. They are actually models around predicting response that have been around for a long time. But the difference is the scale, and the difference is being able to do it in real time.
Where do you see programmatic buying right now? And where do you see it in the future? What are your plans?
So there's a few different things as how it's evolved, specifically in the United States as where Rocket Fuel was founded. Started off as a direct response company. Direct response is very easy to measure, very easy to see the results from. So we've expanded from direct response to also brand advertising, so I'll talk a little bit about that, but also across the multiple channels. So primarily it's display advertising, but also social advertising. Facebook and Twitter are big channels, mobile and video as well, so across the multiple channels. And I think the long-term future is anything that can be bought through programmatic and addressable media in particular. So you think about set-top boxes, think about displays at gas stations, displays in grocery stores, anything that potentially could be digitized and send digital advertising to could be addressable via programmatic advertising. So we're excited about that. Specifically as it relates to brand advertising, some of the things we talked about during breakfast today are the different goals that brand marketers might have. So in direct response advertising, it's about generating sales or leads. In brand advertising, it's about generating awareness and consideration, influence, preference. And the key there, which makes it a little bit more difficult, is how you measure that. And so what we talked about today, that's also in the white paper, is how we measure that via attitudinal research, how we measure that via attitudinal response and be able to optimize in a real-time way based off those responses.
As a man from the States, how would you evaluate the German market? How's your presence here?
Well, Germany is a very, very important market for us. It is the second country we established here in Europe right after the United Kingdom because of the sizable market. And there are a lot of different exciting companies out here. I spent my time here talking to a number of different companies. And we're very excited about what it has to bring. We spend a lot of time each year at Mexico, the biggest trade show out here. It's very important for us. So, we have a sizable team here in Hamburg. It's over 20 people. A big market. We're excited about what we can do here.
All right, one last question. Lately, we heard a lot about bot-generated traffic. So, are you aware of this problem? And if so, how do you fight it?
It's very aware of this problem. It's something that is talked about a lot, especially in the United States. So recently we had a customer summit in New York where we actually talked about this problem very, very specifically. And in fact, we have machines to detect other machines. So we call it Bot Finder, and it's something that we're going to make available to our customers within the month. And this Bot Finder is a bit of code that a marketer or publisher or advertiser, any one of them, could put on their page. And the idea is to identify what is human traffic and what is non-human traffic. And the reason it's an issue in our industry, especially for ones who are click-oriented, is bots are very good at generating clicks. But the reason Rocket Fuel is effective at finding these bots and just differentiating between them is because bots are not so good at generating real transactions, real conversions, especially ones that might take multiple steps to complete. And because we do that in a very good manner, particularly like the way that we do it and have trade secrets around that. We want to share that. We think that Rocket Fuel and the industry overall benefits by being able to discern human from non-human traffic. It is a common complaint. It's something that actually holds marketers back from advertising more because they're concerned about this. And so we want to make advertisers feel comfortable with how they're spending their online marketing and specifically programmatic dollars.
All right, thank you very much for your time, and Jarvis, enjoy your stay in Hamburg.
Great, thank you very much.
Yes.